Okay guys, today we decided to make a few cell phone holders or tablet holders. So I didn't get the cuts, went to the lumber mill or lumber yard, if we can call it that. Got some pieces, a couple 6-foot pieces of wood. Took them over to my dad's house because I needed help with getting this groove cut in. It's something I've never done before. I know he knows how to do it, and blah blah blah. I figured I could do it with the router. I just wasn't entirely sure how to set it up. So he made those cuts for me. Nice little gouge in at a slight angle. That way your cell phone or your tablet can sit in it. See, pretty. Can sit right in there and you can watch your YouTubes. Nice. Since Dad's such a nice guy, he went ahead and cut them to the length that I wanted them, which is this length here. So all we got left to do is sand, a little bit of sanding, and I already went ahead and started the sanding. I've got probably 12 of them sanded, but I did get the insides sanded the best I could, and I just wrapped some 40 grit over my old phone and just rubbing it back and forth. I think I did that about 20 times, and I'm not going to get it perfect, I know this. I just wanted to get the inside of here sanded enough that you won't get a splinter if you put your finger in there and rub it. So we've accomplished that, I think, except for that one little itty bitty bit right there that just got me. Don't think it got me enough to hurt me, but it did kind of prick me. So the next thing, after, because I got all these sanded inside, got the angle done pretty good. Next thing is just to take your little mouse sander and sand her down real quick. They are mostly sanded down. These were finished pieces of wood. These weren't rough cuts or anything. These were actually finished, and actually they were fairly smooth to begin with. I'm going to take a guess that they were about 120 grit is what they were smooth to, or what they are smooth to, and that's on a couple of the sides. Of course, the sides we're most concerned about is the sides that we cut, and of course any burn marks. So I'm just going to take our little Tack Life mouse sander. Okay, now that we got the faces of this all sanded, we're just checking it as we go. This side here was one that we cut, so we're just going to make sure that it's smooth. Tiny little bit of unevenness right here. And of course, I felt most of it as I was sanding the other sides. I was feeling along every time I moved through my hand just to make sure that it felt good. But now we got another spot on here that we really want to get, and that's these edges here where the cuts were. Some of the wood is chipped away a little bit during the cut, ripped away or whatever. It's more noticeable on this side here. I don't know if you can see that on the camera or not. There we go. You should be able to see it now right in there. So we just want to get those taken off here real quick. We take our sander, we're going to put it like a 45-degree angle. Doesn't have to be exactly 45. These are handmade items, so they don't have to be perfect. Actually, in order to show that they're handmade, you want them to not be 100% perfect. You don't want them to be 100% across the board for every piece. You want differences. It's that simple. Those edges cleaned up quite a bit. I don't know if you can see that or not, but they did. And we put a little bit of an angle on it. Not a lot, just a little bit. No big deal. most people won't even see it. Put on our stack of finished product, and we got a few more here to do. We'll just do one more for you then. Okay, with that done, we now have 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11, 12, 13, 14, 15 of them sanded and ready to go for the next step. We got 3 more to do, looks like. So I'm going to get those done. We'll catch back up with you guys here in a minute whenever we start to stain them. I'm going to have to change my clothes though. I got nice khakis on today. Don't want to get those stained or ruined or anything. I want to keep these nice. Okay guys, for the next step, we are going to do a little bit of stain. I assume you gotta shake this up. It's been a long time since I used stain. Okay, what we went with was polyurethane premium fast dry wood stain. Supposed to dry 3 times faster. We'll put the link for this down below in the description if you want to check that out. We went ahead and went with the oil based because there was a water based one as well, and we went with the color of the traditional cherry. So what you can see here is we have 2 stacks of these. Okay. This stack we're going to stain. This stack we're not going to. Now, I didn't do a very good job of wiping these down or anything, so let's go ahead and get them wiped down here quick, because we should do that before we stain them. And we're just trying to take as much of that dust off as we can. Doesn't have to be perfect, guys. Nothing ever has to be perfect. You don't want perfection. Alright, so we got the stain here, and then we also picked up the polyurethane triple thick polyurethane, sorry. We'll put a link for this down below in the description too. Advanced self-leveling formula, I like that, and I guess it dries 3 times faster or whatever. I don't know, it just creates complete projects 3 times faster. I don't know, I don't think we're going to complete the project any faster. I mean, other than we can do 1 coat instead of 3. But as far as the rest of the project goes, cutting these took about an hour. Staining them took a little bit of time. And staining them, I want to say it dries in about an hour. Yeah, it dries in about 1 hour. So we'll get started on that. Take a few more swipes over top of it just to get it even. See, I don't want to bump that too much. Look at that. Gorgeous. Absolutely gorgeous. Those pock marks that I was talking about, mostly gone. So, the stain kind of blended them in a little bit with the rest of the wood. And which is what I was kind of hoping for, was that it would make a better looking piece with that stain. Look at that. Wow. Probably shouldn't dry it with it sitting on it, but if you look at it, it's mostly absorbed into the wood already, so I'm not even worried. So we'll go ahead and put that there too. We got 2 of them done as far as stain. We're going to go ahead and break here for a minute. I'll get the rest of them done and we'll catch back up with you guys here in a little bit. Sponge brush. One of the best, most versatile brushes you'll ever have. And I'm not saying that to be anything other than honest. It soaks up a lot of material, glides it on nice and neat. Would have been so much easier to do these last night had I had a sponge brush, but I couldn't find them. I found them. I had a whole packet. So we got these done. They're dry. They are, in my opinion, absolutely gorgeous. So we're just going to stack those up since they're done. At least we'll grab some poly on them. They're done to the point of being stained and pertified. Well, not pertified completely. We still got to finish pertifying. I like that word, pertify. So we are going to go ahead and poly one of the unstained ones just to see what that looks like and see how well it does. And we'll catch back up with you. I need something to sit these on so they don't stick to the table. So we'll start with one. Probably can't see that very well. We're just going to take our poly. Now this is triple thick poly. Going to get it everywhere we can with the brush. And we'll let that dry. We'll come back and check on it here in a little bit. We still do have to poly the bottoms of them, and of course I have to poly the rest of these. But we'll check in with them here in a little bit. I think it said about an hour to dry. We'll get the rest of them done. Hopefully by the time the rest of them are done, these will be dry enough that I can turn them over and do the bottoms just to seal that bottom. And then we'll show you the finished product. Okay guys, and I just wanted to do an update here. I did put a second coat of the triple thick poly on here. I left a couple that were unstained. It is still just a little tacky, not a whole lot, but just a little. This one's more so than this one. This is the last one I did though. But let's just check here to see if I got I don't have any prints on there whatsoever. Look at that. We're gonna watch that that spot where the light's reflecting to look for any damage or any bad spots, and I don't see any whatsoever. There is some curing and drying. It still has to do on the inside, right there where that spot is, where that discoloration is. That's still got quite a bit of drying to do there, but if you just look at these, I mean, that is absolutely, they're just absolutely gorgeous. This one should be mostly dry too. I mean, that's got a nice feel to it, beautiful feel. Really happy with how these turned out. We'll put a link for these down below in the description. I do have these posted on Amazon, so I think we came up with a price that's fairly reasonable. Not bad at all. I can probably shave a few minutes off my production of these. Bye.